Have you ever found yourself procrastinating on a task, even though you know it's important? Or perhaps you've set ambitious goals for yourself, only to abandon them when you lose motivation. Don't worry, you're not alone. The human brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, which often leads us to prioritize short-term gratification over long-term success. However, there's a way to hack into this system and trick your brain into tackling the hard stuff. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a crucial role in motivation, reward, and pleasure. When we engage in activities that give us a dopamine rush, such as scrolling through social media or indulging in sugary treats, our brain reinforces these behaviors by releasing more dopamine. Consequently, we become hooked on instant gratification, making it difficult to muster the motivation for tasks that don't provide the same immediate pleasure. So, how can we break free from this cycle and train our brains to tackle the hard things? The answer lies in DopamineDetox, a technique aimed at reducing your exposure to activities that flood your brain with dopamine, thereby resetting your reward system and making it easier to focus on long-term goals. To do a full dopamine detox, you need to designate a full day where you'll steer clear of highly stimulating activities. The goal is to give your brain a break from the constant flood of dopamine and allow your dopamine receptors to recover. For an entire day, aim to minimize any sources of enjoyment. Avoid using the internet, your phone, or any other technology. Say no to music and resist the temptation of junk food. Essentially, strip away all external sources of pleasure for the duration of the day. Embrace the inevitable boredom that comes with this detox. But amidst the boredom, there are still productive activities you can engage in. Take a walk, meditate, and spend time alone with your thoughts. Reflect on your life and your aspirations. Jot down any ideas that come to mind, but do so on paper, not digitally. While this may seem like a rigorous approach, remember that radical actions often yield radical results. If you don't want to take such extreme action and deprive yourself of all pleasure, consider a smaller dopamine detox. Choose one day each week to refrain from one of your high dopamine behaviors entirely. Whether it's constantly checking your phone, playing video games, binge-watching TV, or indulging in junk food, make that behavior off-limits for the day. Despite feeling slightly bored, remember that's the purpose. This break allows your dopamine receptors to recover from the excessive dopamine flooding. Embrace this boredom as it can motivate you to tackle tasks you'd usually put off due to their lower dopamine release. Use this opportunity to connect more dopamine to activities that benefit you in the long run. Use high dopamine activities as a reward for completing challenging work. Track your low dopamine tasks, such as cleaning, reading, exercising, or studying. Once you accomplish a certain amount of work, reward yourself with some high dopamine activity at the day's end. Remember, the key is to engage in high dopamine activities after completing low dopamine tasks. This approach ensures you remain motivated to accomplish what's necessary before indulging in pleasure. As we conclude this video, I encourage you to reflect on how these insights can positively impact your life. Are there areas where you could benefit from implementing a dopamine detox, whether through a full-day reset or a smaller weekly practice? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content on personal growth and productivity.